I think one of my absolute favorite places that I've ever been to is Times Square for sure. Certified stamped. One of my favorite places. I mean, there are certain places that just have sentimental value for varying reasons. One of them could be birth, right? So okay. So obviously I'm very new to this still. Give me a sec. You know what? I'm gonna try to make this a 30-minute video. Okay. Alright. Hold on. Gotta charge these. Okay. These are that clip hanging, the microphone thing to help, man, I've got so much on my mind. I don't even know where to start. I'm essentially going to share 30 minutes of my life. So, very likely, whatever happens in the next 30 minutes is what I'm going to record. But I know there's a pause feature as well, so I might use the pause feature as well. But anyways, I'm at a hotel by the airport. I've been to New York for about the last 4 days, maybe 5 days now already. The first 3 days I was with a tour group, and you know what? They were all very kind to me, the tour group. Very cool. Anyways. What do I want to share with you guys? I don't even know where to start. There's so much to share. Okay. Well, how about let's start here. I think New York is one of the most peaceful places on earth. I say one of the most peaceful places on earth. And yeah, I say that. And I think I absolutely mean that. I might have already made videos about this. I don't even remember. But man, this thought is just... New York is absolutely amazing. I, love New York. At least for what I understand of it so far. I haven't been here for very long. You know what? I was in Times Square, which is probably my favorite one of my favorite places. And that song, the New York song, I forgot what it's called, but I think it's by Jay-Z. New York. That's not what I do. I'm not good at that. Anyways, it's just so many emotions, so many thoughts, man. It was such great 2 days of learning and understanding humanity to a complete different way. Oh my gosh, and there's so much more. I didn't even scratch the barrier. There's so much more to learn, but not enough. I mean, I'm going to be leaving soon, so unfortunately, I won't be able to dissect it to the point that I want it. I want to dissect it to understand as much as I want to understand. But that's okay. Anyways, Times Square is so peaceful because as I'm walking through, first of all, I'm chilling, I'm vibing. And this is me, Abu Tayyab, speaking, by the way. This is not the president of the IPC. This is just me right now, right? And that's why, by the way, down the road, I'm gonna have a hat, and the hat is gonna say AIPC. And when I'm wearing my hat, I'm the AIPC president, and when I'm not, I'm me. I have a right to be me as well. Just laying that out there. Just putting that out there. I still have a right to be me. But, yeah. I'm walking through Times Square. And I guess I can be called a people watcher. I think I'm one of those people that actually like to people watch, I guess. And, I mean, man... like talk about hunting where the supply or what you're looking for is like, I don't know. I was trying to create some sort of a, let me get more comfortable because I'm gonna be here for 20 something more minutes. I do have some amazing things that I think I'm gonna say, by the way. I'm just overwhelmed in a very positive way. I mean, I saw so much. I saw so much sadness. I saw so much happiness. I saw so much excitedness. I saw so much attitude. I mean, I saw so much just, like, what did I not see? It was an experience. It was absolutely an experience, and I cannot wait to share this experience with more people, honestly. I cannot wait to share this experience with more people because New York is, not everyone has an opportunity. I mean, a lot of people want to travel the world, let's be honest. Like, probably everyone in the world wants to travel the world, right? I mean, who would say nah? I mean, some might not want to devote 5 years of their lives to it, but if they could do it in a year, in 1 year, I bet everyone in the world would want to do it. But not everyone has an opportunity to be able to do it. Imagine if you could taste the world in a week. Who wouldn't sign up for that? What if I said that I can give you a taste of the world in just 5 days, and although you wouldn't have had to travel the distance, I can give you a very authentic vibe of how it would be to be in different parts of the world all in 5 days. And that is essentially what we're offering, is understanding for the purpose of developing compassion. See, this tour that we'll be offering is geared towards peace in the world. And the way it works is the more we know, the less we fear. And the less we fear, the less defensive posture we have to hold up. And the less defensive of a posture we have to hold up, the less strain on our body. And the less strain on our body is a calmer, more peaceful us. And now there's more room for laughter and joy to spread and come out. That's what do I do? One of those things? Like, man, it feels so weird looking at myself doing this. But I'm doing it, I guess. uh, 10 minutes. I got 20 more minutes. All right, I'm doing it. I'm pushing myself in different ways. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Abu Taif. I am the president, founder, visionary of an organization called AIPC, and it stands for American International Peace Commission, where our vision is to reignite compassion back into the hearts of humanity. I, by the grace of God, have been blessed to be able to surround myself with many, many amazing people that are very unique in the world. And with their help, I've gotten a lot further than I would have ever thought possible just a year ago. And one such person who has taken me, just launched me into mainstream, let's just say that. I mean, I can say that absolutely. One such man is the president of an organization called Association of World Fair and Fest, where they bring people in the world together through networking opportunities for business and entertainment. And it's a nonprofit organization. And they have an intentions to do good in the world. They are aiding the world in reigniting compassion back into the hearts of humanity through I don't know what title to give that. I mean, I don't know, but that'll be very nice, actually. I just got some ideas. But anyways, this is all happening, so this is just how my brain works, by the way. It's like, hold up. Bing! But anyways. Okay. So going back to New York, you know what? I'm going to tell a story of something that happened. And I don't quite know how to tell that story, to be honest, because I don't want to feel like that I'm acting because I'm on camera, but I also don't know how to hide how I feel about it, and so it may come off as kind of awkward and weird, because the main fundamental reason is because if you do something good, you shouldn't talk about it and tell people too much. But I am going to tell the story because I want to highlight a situation that happened, and I just happened to play a role in it. So if I didn't mention that part, you wouldn't get the complete story and therefore wouldn't understand why that moment meant so much to me. And so I'm going to tell the story as I saw it and as it happened, as a third person. And let's call the third person Paul. And yeah, and I have a whole story about Paul. I mean, we'll get to that another time. See, I got distracted because I said Paul and just a flurry of emotions just poured through me, because Paul is somebody that I had a very interesting interaction with, and I'll share that story another time. But going back to the older gentleman that was laying on the ground with his elbows bleeding, scabbed, and blood coming out, like it is actually coming out. And he's laying there, and his legs are in an awkward position, and his face and his head is like this on the concrete, and he's looking. Actually, it was kind of like this, tilted a little, and he's looking up at me. And there was an older lady that was like, "Can you help this man?" And I looked down, like, "Oh shit," because I hadn't quite seen him until she pointed down, because I am experiencing subways for one of the first times, because I want to understand how that experience is, because I feel like if I understand New York more, I'll understand the world more, and I'll understand more perspectives and more views. And so I spent my days trying to understand New York, and oh my gosh, did I learn a lot, or what? I don't mean to be performative, but I just want to let the emotions flow and just speak. This old man was laying there, elbows was bleeding, and I looked down and I was like, oh my God. And I didn't want to quite touch him. I mean, he looked like if I touched, I mean, I'm just being honest. Listen, I'm just being honest. Because I don't know, I mean, I don't want to get something, right? That's what I think. And I know that's very wrong. I understand that. All the moral police out there that might easily be able to point that out. That, oh my God, the AIPC president thinks like that. Well, no, not the AIPC president, hopefully, but Abu Taif does, right? Which is me. But of course, I'm not going to abandon the guy. And I suggest, one thing I like to do is try to come with answers and results. Like that's what I like to spend my time with, is coming up with like solutions. Let's just say solutions. I'm like a solutions-driven person, if I can self-proclaim myself to be that way. I'm not saying I'm always successful at getting the solutions, but that's kind of where my focus lands on, is trying to do that part. So anyways, I suggest let's call an ambulance. Something like that. Because at first, of course, I was going to help him up, but I realized the guy is disabled, and I realized, and he says that, hey, I'm heavier than I look. You may not be able to do it by yourself. And I'm not gonna be a man and be like, nah, I can, and this guy's disabled, and I know if I pick him up the wrong way and something happens, then come on, let's be honest, that could also fall on me. I gotta think about that as well. But I wasn't gonna leave the guy hanging though, right? I was still there. And so I suggested that, and the lady said I already asked him about the ambulance, but he said he doesn't want that. And so the lady goes, well, I don't know what to tell you, sir. And she, takes a couple steps back, feeling like, hey, I did what I could to help. And she was an older lady herself. What could she do? She couldn't have done anything. And I'm standing there like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, I can't just leave this guy laying here. And I, for a moment, noticed the room and noticed that somebody walked, and they saw him, they walked away. And it kind of hurt me just a little bit, like, come on, man, how you got, like, how? Like, how you just see that and just walk away, but okay. And I come back to the situation, and I say, you know what? I'm going to see if I can pick you up a little bit. And the guy, I was like, let me at least sit you up. That's what it was. I was like, let me at least try to see if I can sit you up. And then so I go under him, and, the guy tells me, you got to pick up from this side. So, which, that made sense. So I went to the other side, and I helped him up from there, and I sat him up, and his leg was in a position where he couldn't sit up all the way because his leg was bent with his knees facing up, so he couldn't come up. So I moved his leg and moved it a little bit that way, and I tried to do it and pick him up, and he said, hold on, my hip is broken. And I was like, man, guy's hip is broken too. It wasn't from the fall. His hip is just broken. And that leg is broken too, I think is what he said. Either one or both, I don't forget, but I know something was wrong with his hip, and his leg was broken. And so I can't sit him up now. I can't sit him up anymore. And I have this guy, and I'll be honest, I'm not trying to get him all rubbing on me. I'm just like trying, and I did, I did. And so, like, pick him up, and he was a big dude. He was probably like, if he was over 6 foot tall, probably, and he was pretty heavy. Like, now that I look back at it, and but he was crippled, so he looked so like crunched closer together. And so his leg is holding up, his knees is rising high, and so he can't sit because his knees are high, and one of his legs is broken. He says, "Hold on, slow down." And so I get my hand and I move his leg that way, and I try to pick him up, but I can't reach all the way because my arms aren't unfortunately that long, also, or unfortunately, fortunately, whatever. Let's not even. I'm good there, but yeah. So, anyways, I couldn't do it. So I guess if I had a longer hand, that would have helped me more. So yeah, I guess unfortunately, yeah. So, anyways, but because his other leg is broken, the other one's gonna stay up anyways. So even if I did get it down, it wasn't gonna solve anything. So it's like, damn, what do I do? And I forgot to mention something in between. He was like, he looked at me. He goes like, "You look like a strong guy." And I was like, well, I'm the proof that looks can be deceiving. And we had a little giggle before I tried to get him up. But anyways, so I'm in this now. It's like, okay, well, I can't sit him up straight. I can't just put him on the floor, because if I put him on the floor, that means I'm going to leave him there. And I can't just leave him there. And so then I decide, okay, fuck it, I'm going to go for it. And so I tell him, "Listen, man, I'm going to try to pick you up as much as I can. And if I can't, I'm going to quit. I'm just letting you know." Because, I mean, come on, I have limitations myself on what I can do, so I can't, like, be like, "Nah, I'm going to do this." And plus, the guy's got a broken hip. I can't risk wobbling. But I try, and I say, fuck it. I, get him on my body. And I'm not going to lie, it didn't smell too well. But I was a little bit not too happy, because it could be a safety concern as well. And I have to acknowledge that. But anyways, I decide, okay, now I rise him to a point. Now it's like, okay, shit. Now I can't go down because I already went up this much, and he's heavy. So it's like, what do I do? And I'm like, I just pick him up. I'm like, oh my God. And then I get him up, and then the lady gets his walker, and then I was like, why don't you turn it around so he can sit on it? She's like, oh, that's a good idea. So she pushes it right under him, and then I put him back down, and he sits, and it's like, damn, we did it. And the guy, of course, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pause it real quick. All right, we're back. So the guy looks at me and he says, "Thank you," and shakes my hand like this, and I just nod my head because I still feel so bad. The guy was laying there. Still, I have the image of him laying there, and I feel so bad because I put him on this thing and he still can't move. Because it's not like he has strength in his leg to push the thing. So anyways, there's a lady that works in the subway that held the door open for him. And I figured he's going to figure out a way in, because I'm new here also, by the way. I'm venturing to, these things, and I'm in uncomfortable, and I have luggage with me as well. And I'm going through the subway. Oh man, this was so interesting. I'm going to go ahead and share the whole story, actually. So maybe more than 30 minutes, but anyways, I have a luggage with me the whole time, so I'm also careful because I've heard of stories of New York subways. I mean, I can't ignore the facts, right? So I'm being careful with that. And so I get in, and I figured they're gonna figure out a way. And it looks like the lady knew the guy, because maybe he's a whatever, maybe he's a constant person. I don't know what it is, but whatever. So I get in, and I see that So I get in one side of the subway, and there's another side, and from where I'm sitting, I can see the other side. And the lady's holding the door of the subway, but the guy can't make it in. And so as soon as I notice that, I go and I turn the thing around. What do you call it? The walker around. So his back was, facing his back. I was facing towards his back, and I pushed him in backwards like this. And it was like the lady was like, there's a little gap in the subway. Like there's a little gap, and in that gap, the tire, I knew it was gonna be hard. And the lady was like, "Get up a little bit so he can lift you up, because he's heavy. I mean, the dude's heavy." And I was not. And he was like trying to get up, and she was like, "Come on, get up a little bit more." And I'm like, "Ugh." And I get one leg, one tire in. And as soon as we got the tire in, then I knew it was gonna be easy. Then I just rolled him in, and I just left him, and the guy just was there. And then he said to me, "You're a very nice guy," and I just nodded my head, because what do you say? I mean, I don't know if that's even being nice. I mean, how do you not do that? So, anyways, the guys there didn't move any more than where I left them, where I put them, I should say, and left them. And I went and sat down, and he was just there, and I was just there, and we're going, and all of a sudden, like, it hits me, like, how is this dude gonna get out? And then, I mean, I just keep the thought to myself. I mean, and after stops, we're at like probably the fifth or sixth stop, and I was like, and I thought there was a stop that he was gonna get out on. Oh, now I know, I think, but okay, let me not even say that. But I don't want to make an assumption, and to the beautiful moment, time, and it still will be. I'm grateful actually as well for the opportunity to at least be even able to tell myself that I did such a thing, because I always wondered about such things and what I would do if I saw someone in need of help. Would I intervene? Anyways, yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, I gotta be honest about everything, right? But I always get to decide what I say and don't say. But the guy I thought was gonna get out, and then but he wasn't. And then I was like, if you need to get out, I can help you, as long as I'm here. But after that, I don't know. And then he said, I think again, no, that's when he said, "You're a very nice guy." That's when he said that. And I just nodded my head, because I was still worried about how he was going to get out. I mean, I just was. I mean, how do you not? So then I get out. My exit comes in Manhattan, in Times Square, 42nd Street, I think it's called. Times Square, 42nd Street. But and that's the stop that he takes as well. And so of course I help him out the same, but this time, this was okay. I gotta, yeah. So as I'm getting out, I get stuck. Like the doors are closing, and I get kind of stuck, and another guy comes, and he like helps out. He holds the door. He even tries to move the thing, but he's holding the door. Then I pull the guy out, and then like goes yeah. So then he goes like, he asked me like, "Are you guys family?" And that guy looked like some older, like he's probably in his 60s, 70s, older German guy, something of that like European descent, very European like. But Anyways, I was like, nah. And then so I took the guy out of the subway, and he was right there, and with the help of the other gentleman, and I put him there, and I'm also, as I'm doing this, I'm worried about my luggage. I'll be honest, like I'm worried, and I mean I'm not saying that's good or bad or anything. I'm just saying that's the case. That's what it was. I'm worried about my luggage also, of course, but we help him out, and I'm scared because again, this is a very new experience for me, and oh man, I went through some see, man, the New York experience. You know what I said I'm gonna share, right? So I got to share this as well. But before I share that, let me just finish with this. And as I leave this gentleman, I'm just again like, wow, because I mean, I'm not obviously I'm not gonna roll the guy around, but I also know wherever I leave him, he won't be able to move from there. And by the way, there's in the subway where he was, there was like if he was standing there for an hour more, then there probably would have been a little puddle there. Scattered though, because his arm was obviously moving. And I'm walking because I'm still scared because now after this I'm gonna have to go on a bus, and I've never taken a bus, so I just did an Amway thing, not Amway, what do you call it? I just did the subway thing, and now I'm about to do a bus thing, and I'm scared as hell because it's like, man, what I just went through. So I'm experiencing New York, so I might as well just share this as well, right? So I'm in Jackson Heights, and I was with a cousin of mine and his friend, and they were wonderful, and they were just absolutely wonderful, and we had an excellent time, and they were very kind, they were very generous, and we had a great time. And so I left Jackson Heights, and I went to pick up my luggage at the Corona Hotel, which is where I stayed. And I had checked out that morning, so I went in the evening but I left my bag there. After I checked out, I left my bag there, and I went in the evening when I was ready to go home to get my bag, because obviously I didn't want to be roaming around Jackson Heights and all these other places with a luggage with me, rolling it around, right? It was uncomfortable. I did that in Times Square for the first day, and then I figured out some hacks. I figured out some very nice hacks, and I won't really share them right now, but I figured out some very nice hacks. And I'm okay with all of my hacks. I figured, you know what? Maybe I'll even share it. Not today, maybe another day. There's too many things to share, but I won't keep it hidden though. I will share it. Anyways, I think I'm done actually. I need some sleep. So I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'll share the rest of the story another day. Whatever I didn't, if I remember, if I don't. But anyways, New York was an absolutely phenomenal experience. Absolutely loved it, and the conclusion that I came to is somewhat like this. That New York is one of the most peaceful places in the world. And the reason I say that is because New York, especially as you're walking through Times Square, if you're a people watcher, you will realize that there's so many people from so many different backgrounds, so many different cultures, so many different races, so many different ideologies, so many different qualities. Yet somehow they maintain peace. And then, so Times Square, right? You zoom really into the world and you get all the way to Times Square, and that's what you find. You find a diverse group of people that are assimilating and, spreading good energy to the world in many different ways. I mean, they're laughing, they're smiling, they're having fun. And yes, there's many different things and not all suitable for all occasions, but there's no chaos. And when I say there's no chaos, obviously that's an over, like exaggeration, because everything in the world seems to be attached with chaos. But everyone gets along. Everyone is side by side. I mean, you probably brush up with everything in the world in Times Square if you spend 10 hours there. And everyone gets along. There's peace within the diversity. And then when you go a scale a little bit bigger than that and you take New York in general as a whole, now you have big pockets of communities that are next to each other. Big pockets of this community, big pockets of that community, a big pocket of this community, and they're next to each other, and they have relative peace amongst each other. So now you grow the Times Square model and you take it to New York as a whole, and you realize they have peace. But when you go to the world stage, there's not much diversity. There's not much peace within the diversity. There's war. There's unhealthy competition. There is unnecessary goals. Like, why would you even want that? Why would you even want to accomplish that? But somehow in New York, unfortunately, I'm not part of it. Like, I can't say we. I'm a, what do you call one of those? Like, a bypasser? No, I'm a journeyer, right? I'm passing through. But there's peace within the communities. They're not. So New York has figured out how to live together, how to live united, how to accept each other. Now, perhaps to a fault in some ways, though, and I will talk about that another time. But New York has overall, in my opinion, is one of the most peaceful places because there's peace within the diversity. And on the large scale, on the world scale, I don't think that's something that we can say. And so I give New York a like and a thumbs up and an exclamation emoji and many, many fire emojis and some more hearts and some more exclamation marks. On being able to create an atmosphere in society, in its own circle, an atmosphere of acceptance. Now, please, anyone who's watching this video, watch more videos for me to explain more of what I mean by all of this, but for right now, I'm leaving it in general terms. I want to give a very big shout out in this video. Well, you know what? For those who are still watching, which is probably very few, if any, I did want to give a couple shout outs. The first shout out is Mr. Tariq. And his organization of Association of World Fair and Fest, which I am an honored director of. He has suppose I was going to take the stairs to climb somewhere. In that place, he has put me in an elevator, or an escalator, I should say. That is still rising, and God willing will continue to do so. So, I invite you guys to join Association of World Fair and Fest. Business leaders, community leaders, people who are leading themselves. I invite you guys to find out more about it, because it is also aligned in the purpose of wanting to do good in the world, and AIPC is a partner of it. Another shout out I want to give to is Mr. Chase from Poetic Thursdays. It was at Poetic Thursday that I can say AIPC, American International Peace Commission, where our vision is to reignite compassion back into the hearts of humanity. At Poetic Thursday is where AIPC was launched. Now, I say that relatively loosely, but very firmly. Mr. Chase is a very interesting character. And I feel like was an absolute blessing to myself and my organization. I also want to give a shout out to Mr. Willie Marshall. I don't know, Willie, if you're going to watch this. You probably won't. Because you, no. Me and Willie, we have a special bond. And just thinking about him actually makes me pretty happy, because we always enjoy great laughs together. And we talk about many different types of things. He's a pastor, and he's the first vice president that AIPC had. And he helped me tremendously to go from one mindset level to a complete another, and really gave me some great advice to help my psyche. A great man. I want to give a shout out to Big Mike, Mr. Mike, my buddy, Mr. Nidav Puri, the owner of a security company, Iron Gate Solutions. The dude's been awesome. There was a live that I made with him. I'm very sleepy, by the way. I'm very tired, so I'm kind of dozing off as well. But I feel like I'm gonna roll, and I don't want to stop. And I do need to work for AIPC, so I gotta work hard. And since I'm going on this much, I'm gonna put a whole video out there. And those of you who are interested in AIPC and my experience in New York, you can listen to the full thing. And I'll also probably chop it up and make some other pieces of it too. I guess I'm a content creator. It was kind of funny. I was walking around with this thing on my neck, and I was going around and anyways, can't believe I'm doing this. I'm freaking talking to the camera. All right, I'm gonna get some sleep. Good night, y'all. Peace. AIPC, American International Peace Commission, where our vision is to reignite compassion back into the hearts of humanity. Watch more of my videos. Like, subscribe, do these things, please. Here's another thing, man. I met a lot of water drops. I met a lot of water drops, and it's been amazing in New York. I met a lot of water drops. I made connections. I shook hands, expressed thoughts, expressed emotions. I mean, just different things. And like I guess I'm becoming a YouTuber. I guess that's what it is. I guess I'm becoming a YouTuber, but making some great business links as well. You know what? I should share these things as well. Nah, I'm gonna stay up a little bit more. I'm in the mode right now, so let me just share. Let's see. I charged this. So I was kind of scared. I made more other videos and I was wearing these things, and then I realized at the end that the audio wasn't recording, and it was like, oh my gosh. So I made these videos where audio unfortunately wasn't recording. So I have these videos where I'm you know making all it was exciting audio. I hope this is recording this time. But anyways, what was I gonna talk about? Darn it, I forgot what I was gonna talk about. It was something important. Business. That's what I was gonna talk about. Business. Oh, of course. How can I not give a shout out to Mr. Business himself? Mr. Business, that's what we call him. And Diego Romo, my partners in the gym business that we own. I've learned so much from them as well. I mean, we opened up a gym, freaking construction and everything working. There's people already fighting. All this stuff just happened in a matter of weeks, and we just kind of put the plan together and we just did it. And these guys made it happen, and they have so much passion in what they do. And I can't wait to see what our future holds together. But we have a gym business. We also have a mechanic shop. I'll kind of say that. But anyways, business wise, yeah, New York business wise, Mr. Tarek has given me some great links. And then see, I don't even know what to say about this guy. Like, Mr. Parvez. He is a retired Supreme Court lawyer of Bangladesh. And hold on, let me press pause because I want to see if this thing is recording or not, because I definitely want this recorded. Hold on. See, before I didn't check, I was lazy, but for this gentleman, I want it to be recorded. Hold on, to make sure. Listen, I just took it all off. I'm just gonna say it like this. I want to talk about Mr. Parvez. I don't know what I'm gonna say about him. It's not like I have a script or anything like that. But this gentleman, he is also the vice president of Association of World Fair and Fest, and also the gentleman that recommended a road trip for me, Mr. Tariq, and Mr. Parvez, which is himself. He, I guess I can say, somewhat organized a road trip between the three of us. And Mr. Tariq already had to go to New York for certain business, and Mr. Parvez took that opportunity and created an opportunity for the three of us to go on a road trip together. So essentially, we went from Florida to New York, and I stayed there, I think, for 3 days or so. I don't remember. I think about 3 days, and returned back. And it was the first time I ever did anything like that, kinda, actually, because, well, one time I did go to Chicago for, I'll just share it to, I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, but drove to Chicago to propose to her, to surprise her and propose to her, which it didn't work out, by the way. She already knew that I was going, and the only people that were surprised at that, when I asked her, were probably the two friends that I went with. And you know what? I want to give a shout out to them too. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night. I have not slept very much, and good night.